announcing our new chairs in all of our precincts. This is really the grassroots at which we start to actually make a difference in our cities and in our state. If I could have the chair stand when I say your name. Randall Hirschberger. He'll be the new chair of Fridley Ward 1, Precinct 3. And I have Ray Anderson stand. He'll be the chair of Ward 1, Precinct 4 in Fridley. We have Bruce Gusty stand. You bail?
Yep.
All right.
He's going door to door.
There you go. He's already out doing a lid drop. What are you guys doing now? All right. Chris Alderson. Chris will be representing Ward 3P1. Julie Corona. She'll be representing Ward 3P2 in Fridley.
John, I forgot to mark myself down.
Got Nicholas Nelson. And he'll be representing P1 in Columbia Heights. He took over Tim's over there. Tim said he was going to be a little busy this year. I don't know with what. Other than something. Adam Davis. Thank you, Adam. He'll be representing P2. We have Lori Risco. Thank you, Lori. She'll be on the full committee for P3. Barb Black. Barb will be our representative in P4. Joan Kindick. Joan will be Columbia Heights P5. Looks like Matt Abel. Matt will be serving again at P6 in Columbia Heights. David Kettner. So far I've seen a lot of new faces, and I gotta tell you, I'm very thankful. He will be representing P7.
John, I forgot to mark myself down. I forgot to mark it.
Oh, all right, who's chair? Are you chair? All right, Greg Slow.
Hey, Greg.
And last but not least, our most conservative district, St. Anthony, we have Bill, let's go Ladco. Let's go. We're very excited about St. Anthony. It is our most conservative district, and we can definitely win some elections with some activity out there. I'm going to be up front with you guys. My mom always told me to tell the truth and kind of do it to a fault. Never given a speech to more than 5 people before. So if I pass out, it'll just happen. The birthplace of any political movement occurs at the precinct level. On behalf of the Republicans, residents of House District 58, we thank you for your leadership and our shared fight for freedom and American values. By being here today, you really, showed that Columbia Heights High School in the middle of winter is not the best place to come for anything. And just by being here, I do appreciate it, and I do applaud. As we enter into our next election cycle, we're experiencing the following thing. We're in economic recession, over 10% unemployment, higher taxes, huge state and federal deficits, theft of our personal liberty, attacks on capitalism, violation of our Constitution, and ignoring the will of the people. Everybody happy?
Yeah.
No? Okay, we're not.
And we're not gonna take it anymore.
There you go. Now that you're depressed, I will tell you it doesn't have to continue this way. Now, I can't promise that we can change the United States from our House district, but we can do our part to ensure that we have conservative members representing us in our municipal government and in St. Paul. The cities constantly look at us not as people or as citizens, but as another revenue stream. They bring in business people to their meetings and attempt to legislate their business with large expenses that produce no economic benefit. The cities are trying to control our daily lives one ordinance at a time. They refuse to stand up to the state of Minnesota and to the federal government to say enough is enough. We will no longer take money that you stole from us with those strings attached when you give it back. We can change these by simply electing 3 conservative members to each of our city councils. The cities of Fairleigh, Columbia Heights, St. Anthony, and Hilltop are easily won with a dedicated effort. The school board currently controls a larger budget than the city in which they exist. School boards have the power to dictate the mode and the content of the education that your children will receive. You need to ask yourself, will the content be friendly or hostile to capitalism? Will we revere our founders and teach our children about our republic, or taint their minds with talks of the benefits of a pure democracy? Will we spend money on improving students' education, or bow down to the teachers' union to provide higher teacher salaries without increased academic excellence? We need 3 conservative members on each of our school boards to protect our students from being taught the virtues of collectivism. We need 3 conservative members on each of our school boards to ensure that our students are educated well enough to protect our republic and remain the most advanced civilization on the planet. In St. Paul, Republicans and Democrats bicker and argue about nonsensical legislation. I think we all remember wood chips because they were hurting dogs. And they do all this while they ignore the budget. They simply posture to position themselves so they can blame the other side for the failings of the body. When they do pass legislation, far too many times it violates the Constitution, and which they all swore to protect and uphold. House District 58, Senate District 50 need to do their part to retire Mr. Chowdhury and Ms. Lane and replace them with true statesmen that will do this for the people. These people need to ensure that the state of Minnesota does not allow the federal government to trample upon the 10th Amendment. We currently have 15 school board seats, 19 city council seats, and 2 legislative seats in House District 58, of which we have 2 conservative members representing us. We have a great opportunity to acquire more seats at the table and change the leadership of our state with our conservative principles. In order to do this, we need members in this room to stand up, donate money, volunteer time, and if you believe you have what it takes, we need you to run for office. I'm continually envious of the Democrats because their people are willing to put in the time and the money to advance their flawed beliefs. I believe conservatives think that if we're patient enough, citizens will magically come to their senses and do what's right. But that's not good enough. Us being right is not good enough. We need to do the work necessary to help people understand why we are right and elect those who will put those principles into action. Every single one of us in this room has a responsibility to participate in our republic. If we do not, there will be no republic left, and we will blindly follow the orders of the United Nations. Who likes the United Nations in the room?